Hi everybody, this is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. Okay guys, I really had so much I had so many plans to do with these videos here, and I will still continue on, but I think today I'm going to, it's all going to still be incorporated and work through each other. I think in my other video I mentioned through the eyes of God. Okay, we are born of water and spirit through the first prism of light, which is which takes us to seeing through the eyes of God. And I've mentioned in several of my videos that in order for us to really know who we are, the heart must be transformed for the mind to truly understand. When God says He will give you a new He, of course in the Bible they take God as a He. So just stick with that type of logic. It's not God is neither He or she, or is both and all. But anyway, your mind and your heart will be transformed. The word will be given through you, where you are able to speak properly and do according to God's will. Now keep in mind, God's will, when we are centered in love, has nothing to do with ourselves. Nothing to do with ourselves. And I'm going to give you a very small example here that we deal with in our own reality, especially when we are living with people. And it could be the trash that's piling up. It could be, oh my gosh, there's this cup that's been sitting here for days. No one has picked it up. The dishes are piling up. And this is just small junk that we deal with throughout our lifetime. No one threw this piece of trash away. It's just been sitting here, or this thing has been sitting on the floor. No one's picked it up. If you notice it, it's yours. It's yours. So if you see that cup and it's been sitting there for days and you are avoiding picking it up, and you're the one who's getting angry and agitated and like, why isn't anybody else seeing this? You're still focusing on the world doing something instead of what is right overall. And this is how you train yourself to stop thinking in the terms of what we have been taught or this world expects of us, or from other people, that is. True service is for the greater good. I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to do the dishes. I'm going to take the trash out. In the beginning, and this is how my pattern has been for myself, in the very beginning, I still held lots of bitterness in. And I felt ignored. I felt unacknowledged by everything I was doing. I'm doing these dishes. Nobody cares. I'm taking the trash out. Nobody cares. Who's picking up all this crap? Why am I having to do all of this? It's not my responsibility to take care of every single thing or every single person in this house. Or feel like you are, okay? We feel like we are when we think we're just doing too much. And this world is going to tell you, you shouldn't be doing too much. You shouldn't be doing this for your kids. You shouldn't be doing that so much for your husband. You shouldn't go over and beyond and make them lazy. Whatever it is, they start giving you, this person's lazy, this person's no good, and they feed you junk into your mind. And then you start to think of that person in a negative context. So this person's no good for me. I'm going to go out and I'm going to find somebody who's going to have value in me. Nobody in this world is going to give you value. But you can. You give yourself value by learning about what true love really is. And not the love that has been man-made. God's love. That's what I had to teach myself to do, is to learn what God's love was. It was hard. But again, here I am, not quite 4 years. You know, September this summer will be my full length 4 years of doing this. And I can't imagine, I don't believe, I am so taken aback about how well I have done. Not because, you know, my old self could do it. No, my old self was weak. I took in light. I took in the strength of light, the power from light. I found out what love, what the type of love that is within light. And so I just wanted to give you that bit of my, you know, how I learned to truly love by everyday things. You know, it begins with the small little things. Those small little things add up to a lot within our lives, whether there are tons of burdens or tons of freedom. And it depends on how you feel or what you think from within, how you can see. So, you know, why did I bring this up today? I did say a class today. And I said, you know what? I'm going to just let this person do it. And then I said, uh-oh. Am I being loved? Just in that. Being loved means that you are going to do whatever it takes to be loved. I'm loving this person by picking this up. I'm relieving this person of a daily activity that maybe they find very pressing. I'm helping this person. But when you begin to really see, again, from another perspective, no matter what the reasons are behind it, you are opening and breaking your bonds. Your heart becomes greater. And that greatness never stops. So the more that you focus on love, the more you become love. And it begins with those silly little things that this world, you know, teaches us to, you know, make somebody else do instead of ourselves. So I like to imagine with everything in my life, if I were alone, with no husband, no family, what would I be doing? Every single thing. That's how I see my daily life, my activities, the things, my responsibilities. Okay? I see this thing here. I know I didn't do it. But if I were living alone, I would have to go ahead and take care of it. I would have to clean the house. I'd have to do the errands. I'd have to pay the bills. I'm going to pretend. So whatever it is that you need to do to train yourself, but make sure that you're seeing, all right, I'm doing this for love. It becomes a sacrifice, a painful sacrifice, a crucified. You know, you're crucifying yourself every single time in the sense of, you know, what we have learned about Jesus being on the cross. Very painful. It's painful to give up the old mind in order to become something else. It really is. But there's so much reward in it. And so today, as I continue on, all of this is going to be incorporated. It's still connecting together. No matter what, through the eyes of God. And in order to really have the eyes of God, to see, not just to see everything in this world as God sees it, pure, from the pureness of God's heart. You also, of course, will be speaking and acting appropriate. And this is not, again, appropriate to, you know, what people consider to be a goody-goody two-shoes. Whatever it is, you know, if you are a goody-goody, there's nothing wrong with it. Others who judge you for being a good person, of course, are individuals who are having a hard time being a good person. I know I'm a good person. I know I don't do a lot of things that fit into society. And I'm cool with that. If it makes me not accepted by society, I'm finally cool with that, because I'm staying in alignment with Spirit, and that's the key here. Staying in alignment with Spirit. We can't go against the Spirit. Our bodies always know when we are doing something against the Spirit. We feel terrible, therefore we act terrible, and therefore we speak terribly. And I know, and I am the first to acknowledge this, that I have read so many things. No matter what you read through your ascension process, you might have, okay, there's this, and this, and this. Well, I've early on in the process, I learned a lot about the tree of life, and I'm like, okay, interesting. I got through this, I got through that. I feel like I'm here, but you know what? This never took place. This makes sense to me, but I know I haven't been through it. So I know I'm not there yet. Just like I said in the other video, I heard 2 words, nearly done. Nearly done. And yet, I'm still not there, so I am not going to go ahead and say, I'm nearly done. I'm staying humble, because anything can arise. When you start to think, oh yeah, yay, and get, okay, I'm nearly done, the ego has the ability to come back and trick you again. So, be still. And that means that you're going to have more experiences challenging you, challenging your heart. So we have to have the heart that has been transformed. And that's going to change into the sacred crystal heart, which could either be a rose, depending on what you see in it, can transform into the diamond crystal heart. And then I mentioned, I think in that video as well, is that I saw the 3 diamonds. A diamond of the heart, a diamond of the upper body, as well as the diamond of the lower body. My instinct was telling me, although the heart had the diamond in its proper place, my guidance is telling me, I think all of this has to come together. Just like your Merkaba. It all has to come in alignment and center themselves to be created. So I know I'm not there yet. I have been waiting for these steps. Patiently waiting. I don't think about what's ahead. I don't think about these steps. And I don't even do research about these steps. I don't read about these steps any longer. I allow my life to unfold, and I allow myself to learn about my experiences. And then when I have that inner guidance, I'll go and find out. Whether I find out from my own inner guidance, or I am brought to information pertaining to my experience. In the Bible, Jesus says, no one goes to the Father except through me. So we know we have to go through Christ's light. We know we have to be birthed into a new experience, but we know that we have to also receive the Holy Spirit. And God must give this command to receive the Holy Spirit. So I haven't had a beautiful experience that made me know that I have received the Holy Spirit. Yes, I know my heart has been blooming. I can feel this coolness, this beautiful coolness that is very peaceful. I've had great experiences, and I know I'm still in alignment and centered, and I know that it's reached the crown and it has done some stuff, but I know I have not really received, because things haven't happened. It hasn't connected yet. And you have to be very honest with yourself about your process. So the other night, I heard the dove, and now I'm getting, I haven't thought about it. I haven't thought about it until now. And it was just right in my ear. The dove was like sitting right in my right ear, just singing a beautiful melody. The dove in the Bible is the same as the Holy Spirit. You must receive the Holy Spirit. And let's go ahead and make sense of all this. So you will have to have signs and experience that opens and completes these seals. And so the dove is, which is the heart of the dove, through the Holy Spirit. And this is the pure heart that has received, of course, the Holy Spirit, that has received Jesus Christ or Christ light. And this is the individual that has received their God source, which is an individual that has, of course, transformed the energies and has created that union from within. But this command now is the command to allow the true becoming to take place. So even if you have raised above the 33rd vertebrae and it's attempting, everything is attempting and trying to connect from within, the command of the Holy Spirit is the only thing that says you shall see light, that you will see light. And that's someone who has the pure heart. And having a pure heart, I can't really go against what your experiences are or what you are having. We all are having some experiences, and we know that. But how you perceive things is going to be completely different of how I perceive it. It's completely different from how the rest of my family is perceiving it. And so you might be a person who, again, is the glass is half full or half empty or half full, whatever it is. That's exactly how your life is going to play out. And it's more than being positive. It's more than trying to be positive. Yet you have to train yourself to be positive, to truly open the heart. I'm going to do this because I want to be positive. But when you end up doing that consistently, you have the ability to change. Okay, I'm not just going to change my mind. I want this change to change my heart. Because I want to do what is right overall. Not just for myself, not just for this person, but overall. Picking up that glass today and going to put it in the dish, in the sink, to wash myself is an overall greater experience. As silly as it is, it's an overall greater experience. It means I'm going to take care of this. Because if it sits here, it's going to collect, it's just going to make a mess, and then we can have arguments. The list can go on. And if you are somebody who has so much junk in your brokenness, still unhealed wounds within your heart, and your mind is full of negativity, that glass, and I know this has happened to me in the past, can break your relationship, can break a marriage. And it's not because of that glass. It's actually because of everything else that you have experienced in your life. Now, you moving that glass and washing that glass has the ability of making you more aware of your own brokenness. And when you heal your own brokenness, you begin to open up your heart even further. You start to see other people's brokenness. This is why they're not doing it. This is why they're not treating me better. This is why I don't have things that I expect from them. And you just let that type of thing go. You're like, you know what? I don't need them to give it to me any longer. because I know that they don't see it from my perspective because of their own brokenness and therefore unwillingness. And you can give it to yourself. And by giving it to yourself, you're also giving it to others. It's all selfless. It's a teaching game. It's relearning. It's reprogramming every single thing within you. And I know it's not easy, but again, the reward is, and it's not really, I don't know if it's reward is even the right term when you become love. It's, you just want to. You just want to, and you want to quickly. Instead of trying to convince yourself of, oh, I gotta do this because, I have the family, it's my responsibility. When you are really love, you want to do the dishes, you want to pick up the junk, you want to help this person out, you want to do more. You want to do more. But when you're unhealed, you tend to do less. You tend to expect more. And so I hope that portion. And so this here, the dove of the Holy Spirit, is what really opens and activates the first prism of light. This also is what's going to light the inner temple. Am I there yet? I am not there yet. Do I have lots of work to do? I'm going to say I do, because I'm not there yet. I don't know how much more I have to learn. And this is about learning about yourself. Again, it's about learning about yourself, and it's learning about what is true, what is honest, what is pure, and what is light, and what is love. And it gives you great inner glow. And the first prism of light is how we end up seeing through the eyes of God, which acts as the eye of Ra, also the eye of Horus, also the eyes of Thoth. And it fills the cosmos of the heart of both Alpha and Omega with the breath of the holy ore. Again, the white flame of the heart of the dove is the body and is the bread that has been received. And it also is the wine. We have that saying, and I'm sure you have heard it, that the eyes are the windows to the soul. And I believed it, but I didn't understand it. And there's, again, a difference between having a thought and a difference between understanding that thought. So when we have actually raised the sacred secretion through the collection of all 12 salts or the 12 moon cycles, we collect what these 12 salts, and just like salt is, are crystals. When the crystals have finally reached into the crown, what happens? They become prisms of light. Light crystals. They have the ability to bring in light and reflect light outwardly, where you are able to observe, and what you pick up on through the eyes of creation. I don't know what you're going to pick up on. The difference between what we're able to see is completely different, yet everything comes from source. I have been picking up on lots of color, more color, and I began to, and this has been a long time, I've been thinking about this, and I'm like, you know what, although, excuse me, yes, there's matter here, yes, there's energy floating through here, but you don't see it unless it's from within. Everything that we are able, just like in this 3D reality, everything that's here is because we actually believe in this type of stuff, form. So we have to really believe in every single thing else that's within this atmosphere, or that we cannot see within this atmosphere, in order to see it. So the eyes are definitely something that we have to enhance. And light is the only thing that's going to give us the full spectrum of light. Our ears are going to allow us to hear full spectrum of sound that come from light. And so I've already been guided that my ability to perceive is going to increase here. Because when everything, that means every single energy source within our crown, via raising of the sacred secretion, and I just got very dizzy here, is going to open up and therefore receive every portion of that light. And therefore you can see, you can hear, you can taste, you can smell, and therefore you are something different. You are completely transformed. And my smell has definitely increased. Some things I don't like smelling, and some things I love smelling. But even though in the things that I don't like smelling, I understand I am increasing. My smell, my senses are opening, and it makes me pick up on scents that I don't really care for, but it means that I'm picking up on things that are not available here in this reality. So the dove is actually the wick that lights the candle. And this goes through our spinal cord, all the way up into our crown, where the wick is lit. And God is the one that gives that command to do so. And I guess I'm going to leave it here for right now. And I wanted to go even further than this today. So I apologize for making it brief, and I hope I hope what I have spoken about has influenced you still to continue on and given you, some reassurance and more confidence and strength in your path. That is always my intent, and I will continue on hopefully sometime tomorrow on the true core of this video. So I hope this video helps you all in your journey, and I thank you guys again for always being here. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.